everyone, I'm Sami from A Sunny Side Up Life, and in today's video I am going to share with you 5 facts from the beginning of our debt-free journey. Recently, over on my Instagram at A Sunny Side Up Life, if you don't already follow me, I shared a post where I broke down our $490,000 worth of debt. That led me to think that it might be fun to do this video and share 5 facts that you may or may not know about the beginning of our debt-free journey. The main reason why I want to share this video is to remind you that no matter where you start your journey, no matter what your debt total is, no matter how many mistakes you've made, you can still become debt-free. So I'm going to share those facts with you right now. Number 1 is that we did not even have a car payment when we started our debt-free journey. So that $490,000 did not even involve a vehicle. However, one of our biggest financial mistakes to date is buying a brand new truck with only 12 miles on it, and the cherry on top of that is that we had a negative trade-in as well.
It was a terrible financial mistake.
But it does not make it onto our debt total because we actually finished paying it off about 6 months before we started our debt-free journey. And I hate to even tell you this, but our payment was almost $900 a month. So close that I just rounded it up every single month. And so our thought was, as soon as this truck gets paid off, we're going to have $900 extra a month. That will fix all of our money problems. But guess what? $900 a month for 6 months with no budget, we still had absolutely nothing to show for that extra money. We wasted it all.
Which goes to prove my point that you have to have a budget.
Number 2, we actually had our bank accounts frozen on multiple occasions from not paying the sales tax for my former business on time. That is a real thing. They will freeze your accounts and you will have absolutely no access to any of your money in the bank. Simply because I couldn't afford to keep my business afloat. My business was so unorganized. My personal money was so unorganized. Everything was a complete disaster, to put it bluntly, which led me to later keeping my emergency fund completely in cash because I thought, well, if our bank accounts ever get frozen again, at least I will have this money in cash. Instead of thinking, maybe I should fix the reason why they got frozen in the first place, right? Number 3, we were threatened with having our house repossessed at one point. We were actually called into the bank, and I was not even actually aware that we were 3 months behind on our payment. I thought that we were just 1 month behind. Our loan officer said, hey, these papers came across my desk today to file for repossession. You are extremely behind on your property taxes as well, and I need this amount of money today or I'm going to have to move forward. So we wrote him a check. We moved money around. I'm pretty sure that we probably paid other bills extremely late. We set up a payment plan with him and we did get everything back on track, but that was probably one of my lowest points on our money journey. Which brings me to number 4. We were over 3 years behind on our property taxes. How is that possible? Well, we didn't have them rolled in with our mortgage because we couldn't afford to pay the mortgage with them rolled in every single month. So we thought, we'll just pay them once a year and somehow we'll come up with the money. That is a sure sign that you cannot afford a house if you're having to do this. And of course, it caught up with us and we ended up being about 3 years behind on our property taxes, which you will see that on the breakdown of our debt. We eventually did get on a payment plan. However, I failed to follow said payment plan probably 3 or 4 times, and I kept having to go back in, which was completely humiliating, but yet I kept doing it, and eventually all of that did get caught up when we finally started on our official debt-free journey. And fact number 5, we actually got pregnant about 3 months into our debt-free journey with our 3rd daughter. Yes, we started with only 2 kids, and about 3 months, maybe 4 months, somewhere in there, we found out that we were pregnant with our 3rd daughter. It was a complete surprise. Honestly, I was devastated because We had just started on this journey. We had just added up our debt. I was already devastated that we were almost $500,000 in debt. Then I found out, hey, we're about to have a third kid. And I cried for several days. But I took it as motivation. I used our due date of our new baby as kind of a deadline where I wanted to have a certain amount of debt paid off by the time she was born, and it ended up to be the best motivation possible. And of course, I am super glad that we have our daughter, but it did kind of scare us a little bit at the beginning of our journey. So those are 5 facts about the beginning of our debt-free journey. I hope that they at least remind you that we all make mistakes. We all do things that we are completely ashamed of with our money. We all have had low points, and I hope that this reminds you that you're not alone, and that no matter what kind of mistakes you have made in the past, that you can bounce back from them, you can recover, you can regroup, and you can move forward, and you can eventually become debt-free. So that is all for me today, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.